There are no stars. We're just all there to do a really wonderful job and help each other, right? And that's the way to treat them. There's no other way. I mean, if you fall in love with your leading lady, you're in big trouble. You are, because she's going to want all the close-ups, and then she's going to walk away from you at the end and not look back. That's my only piece of advice.
All right, there's a question in the middle there. You, yes. What is your most physically demanding role?
You know, the first year of Millennium, I did all my own stunts. The whole first year. And by the end of the season, I had so many bruises on me, and my knees were hurting, and my elbows were hurting, and everything was hurting. And I decided, I'm not doing those kind of stunts anymore. I'll do some of them, you know, just the simple stuff. But diving over the hoods of cars and rolling in the street, I didn't want to do anymore. Because I got too beat up. I really did. Guys make you look good. Stuntmen make you look good. But they don't have to do 10.5 months, right? They just come in and make you look good, and then they go rest. But let's see, the most demanding. Intellectually or physically?
Physically.
Working with John Woo wasn't easy because he set me on fire. He had me doing all kinds of stuff, and I loved him. Yeah. What? No, I heard you. I was trying to forget that movie. I asked the producers of Piranha 2 to bring me down to Jamaica, and this was our budget was $300,000, Jim Cameron's first movie. And I said, bring me down to Jamaica because I know I'm in a boat a lot, and I've never driven a boat. So bring me down, come on. They never did. So I get down there, and the first shot of the first scene that I'm in, it's in a speedboat. And this big black Jamaican guy, this really huge guy, he owned the boat. And I said, Jim, if I put this boat up on that pier, you're going to stand between me and this guy, right? Because this is his only, you know, this is the only way he makes a living. I mean, and he said, don't worry. And I said, oh, okay. So then the scene, I drove out, did a big loop, came right in, tried to stop it, couldn't, went right up on the pier. I swear to you, man, I was so embarrassed. And this guy was looking at me like he was going, oh, man. You know, he was really, really pissed. And we had to do another take. And Jim said, I'll give you whatever it costs, and the bottom of the boat scraped, and you know, I mean, it didn't hit the engine, luckily. So I went out and did it again, but this time I kind of puttered in. And I was so nervous that my acting in that scene was really crap. I was so nervous. I mean, I caught a guy throwing dynamite and fishing with dynamite. And then he says, nice boat. And I said, what is that? And he says, it's my boat. And I said, you call that a boat, man? You know, great dialogue. You know, but anyhow, I was terrible in that scene. It got better as it went along, but.
I've been told we have about 5 more minutes because we need to let Lance get ready for his next engagement. So 1 or 2 more questions. Bandana. What was it like returning to the Alien franchise after 12 years?
I bought another house. You know what? The first movie I did, the first Aliens I did, I think I made, you know, like, I don't know, I think 20,000. You know, I was in England for 4 months, and the first, God, I don't know why I'm talking about this, but the first residual that came in was for like 3 times what I got paid for it. It was such a hit, you know. I mean, and they're still coming into this day. Every time they put out a Blu-ray, another check flies in, you know. And I got kids in, 1 kid's in private school, so it goes right to that. But anyway, what was the question? I got carried away. Oh, what was it like to go back and revisit those roles? I always felt when I got another script for that Bishop, that the writers got writer's block in the middle of the night, like 4 in the morning, and they went, you know what are we going to do with this scene? I don't know. Oh, I got it. Bishop. just arbitrarily put him in there. This time he's cut in half, he's ripped apart, and he does this long speech about, just turn me off. And the writer goes, what a great idea. What do you think, Walter? And Walter is one of the producers, right? And oh man, Walter said to me, he went, go to England, have a cup of coffee and a donut, and come home. That's the way he described the role. Bishop 1 and Bishop 2 for the third one. And what he didn't know was they flew me back and forth 4 trips in 1 month. I was so jet lagged, I didn't even know my own name. I mean, it was just really too much. But, it'll never go away, man.
Before I pick one last question, I was asked to ask you, and I'm not sure if you're going to know the answer to this. There's this very mysterious thing on the Saturday science fiction schedule that's called Lance versus Lance, featuring Lance Henriksen. And someone in the audience was curious as to what that might be.
Who was the person in the audience who was curious about that? Maybe they have more information than I do. What do you think it is? I honestly don't know what it is, except that there's some guy that's going to be quizzing me, asking me questions about my career that I can't answer. And I know he's going to set me up. He's going to, what was the name of the girl that, and I'm going to tell him that I actually had a motorcycle accident about a month ago, and my head hit the curb, so my memory is gone. I'll just start off that way and then try to weasel my way through the rest. Can you imagine? I mean, let me ask you something. Batman. When you graduated from high school and you went to the prom, right? What color was the dress the girl was wearing?